Hey up guys, it's Rory from Enlighten here, and we are a men's mental health group that is out there to support and make a difference. Our heart in Enlighten is to create media, mindfulness and mentoring in a way we can really impact men's lives so that we can see them transform and utterly be supported and poured out love upon their lives. So it's, even if men are just struggling with a bit of stress and anxiety, or across the spectrum, all the way to if they feel like they just want to end their life or be suicidal. So if that's you, if you feel like you have no reason to live anymore, or you just need a little bit of support, if you need some guidance about how to better your life, some of your mindsets and your strategies, we'll be honoured to have you on the journey with us. And you'll just say, welcome to the brotherhood. We don't claim to have all the answers, but we are just here for you, extending that olive branch to see you flourish in your life. And we just say, have a go, give it a go. You never know what could happen. Have a great day. Cheers, guys. Hey up everyone, welcome to Enlighten the Shadows. Today I have got a special guest with me. I've driven all the way from Nottingham down here to Devon, and I tell you what guys, I am blown away, mainly with hospitality. It reminds me when I went to America back in my uni days. And shout out to Ozzy. I told you brother I was going to give you a shout out.
One of them's asking.
He was begging for it this morning, so we give him that. But yeah, honestly, we're going to chat through some amazing things today. In the title it says from rehab to recovery, and we're going to go in today. So stick with us. It's going to be about an hour, but commit, turn your phone off and just enjoy this chat we have. I think I'm going to be blessed to have it. So you guys strap in and let's go for it. So today I've got with me Kai, brother. Nice one, man. Welcome to the Shadows.
Nice to meet you.
I know it's quite funny because like we honestly
spent,
stayed at a dirty night out at his house. But yeah, we're going to chat through. So brother, we got in touch with Twitter, didn't we?
We did. Yeah. So my Twitter, I'm quite open about my Twitter. So yeah, you contacted me and asked me if you'd be up for doing a podcast, and 100%, definitely.
Yeah, I saw your story. I was telling people last night that I had no idea how it came from my feed.
No.
Unreal that it did, because your story is so inspiring. And I only got like a snippet, on Twitter. Like you only got 140 characters.
Yeah.
That's what you've got really. But yeah, man. I want to go in today. I want to learn so much from your journey, and I've heard so much from people. And, your family amazing, the people who are around. Because for those who don't know, they had a football cup final. Was it Devon?
Devon Bowl. Yeah. So the team's in Devon, but we won on penalties. Nice.
You did.
Good. It was a good night. Good night. Top the season off nicely.
Yeah, man. And so I came to Devon. Drove down here, not met you before, and just want to say, man, much love. You've made me feel welcome.
Thank you, bro.
We've hit off straight from the start, and we chatted a couple of things from our childhood, and that's kind of where I would love to unpack a little bit, just saying about being around people that should be keeping you safe, but actually they're not, especially in football.
Yeah.
So I'll share a little bit for the viewers and for you. I was at Peterborough United as a kid, and Forest, and I tell you what, it took me about 10 years to really process these things. And then from my private school, when I was a little boy, I was year 1 reception age, and I'm just gonna say it how it is. There was paedophiles around me. I didn't know how to articulate that. So you're such a young age, you don't go,
just
Mum,
a boy,
Dad,
just a boy.
There's nonce, or you know what I mean? You don't know how to communicate. I just felt dirty. And it took me years, man. I had to go through therapy to try and understand it, unlock it.
Yeah.
And a lot of my brain protected me from those memories. I tried to go counselling and understand it, and I couldn't find out really what happened to me. And so I had to let it go, man.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
But enough of me.
Yeah.
This is not Rory Green show. This is all about you, bro. So growing up, what was it like for you?
Growing up was. Do you know what? Growing up, I had a good upbringing. Yeah. My mum and dad split quite early. I think I was 10, and my brothers decided to go with my mum in Devon, and I decided to move to Kidderminster with my dad. So it was the relationship with my brothers and my mum wasn't really there, because I'd see them once, twice a year. But yeah, good upbringing, playing football. I got to the age of about 12, and then so there was a group of 4 friends.
Was one named Jack?
Yeah, I need to get that in, didn't I? Yeah. No.
Name drop again.
Name drop. So yeah, I had four friends, and we always used to play football together. Yeah. But I've never actually brought this up because I've been quite open about my addiction, and I didn't want people to think there's an excuse why I was an addict. The excuse why I was an addict was me. I let life get the better of me. But at the age of 12, I got groomed, sexually assaulted by a man who was close to our circle. And he was a football coach. He used to come to football with us. He was my dad's friend. He was the other kid's friend. And it got heavy quite quick. And at the age of 12, obviously I didn't know what was going on. I was 12 years old. But he used to give us alcohol. He was grooming us at this point. And then he used to put us in the bath. And it was that point when he put us in the bath and was like, oh, I'll help you wash. But he was only helping you. 12 years old man, another man washing you. Yeah. But my dad's friend, and then he used to wash us in the areas that he shouldn't be touching. And that's when I went home to my mum and dad and told them what went on. And,
so you did tell them that?
I told them there and then, so I just said, Dad, can you not ask Shane to bath us?
How did you feel? Like, do you know when you like, it's just quite, I appreciate it's really dark for you, like, and respect for opening up. Like, how did it make you feel? Like, because people feel different emotions, don't they, with like, these things? Like,
I was 12, I knew something wasn't right, but I didn't overthink it until I get older, if that makes sense. I knew it wasn't right, and I went to Crown Court, and he admitted it all. He admitted everything, and when we came forward, another 4 people who were past the age of 16, he used to babysit for, but he fully had sexual relationships with them. He raped them, and it also admitted that. But they couldn't press charges against them because they were over the age of 16. And his excuse was he was gay, but didn't know how to come out of it. But I was 12 years old, and so was my friends. But he walked. He walked.
No, that's not right.
Yeah, so he walked from Crown. He walked because he was too streetwise. I was 12 years old, and I think, obviously it hit my family really difficult. It was hard for everybody, but again, I was 12, and so was my mates. We knew it weren't right.
How did it affect, like, so thanks for sharing about you, but you know, your other 3 before mates that you said, like, what was their life?
To be honest, after that, it kind of broke us up. Yeah. I know they're all right now. I have brief conversations with them when I go back to Kidderminster, but I think they're doing all right.
That's good, man.
But yeah, it wasn't until I was like 16, 17, and then it just become this demon to me that I couldn't express. I didn't want to show weakness. And it took me to the age of 30 to finally admit it and open up to somebody. Wow, and that was in a rehab centre. But that wasn't, it's nuts because I always use that as an excuse to drink and do drugs.
What, the abuse?
Yeah. I always had an excuse. I felt like the world owed me something. But it doesn't, does it? It happens.
You're hurting bad and you try and replace it with something.
Yeah, so that's, I think then when I was younger, then I started hitting the gym in my mid-20s because I thought if bigger I get, no one can hurt me again. Yeah, so I just thought I'd get big and big, and I went through it. I went to jail, come out of jail, realised that's definitely not life for me or the upbringing I've had.
If you don't mind me asking, like, what was that for? Was that
jail was a combination of crime. I think I had like 54 convictions in a year, petty, stupid ones, drunk and disorderly, a couple of fights, and then I took a car. So the actual, when I went to jail was for ground theft or taking a car without consent. So. Yeah, I think I was angry. I was angry with everything in life. I was angry that someone could take that away from me, the happiness away from me. You know what I mean? It's quite deep. I just why me?
It's also,
but then why did he walk? Until I went to rehab 9 months ago, I couldn't understand how he walked, and I thought, and then I went into rehab, spoke to the counsellor, bless her, she's got me here where I am, and she said to me, take the power back by living your life.
Oh yeah, come on now.
And I was like, right, okay. And it took me a while, and they're very religious and a higher power, and I couldn't get it, and it just clicked. My higher power is my son. And it's affected, my granddad obviously got affected by what happened to me as a child. Then it went to my dad, then it's ruining my life. That's 3 generations, I nearly went to the 4th. So take the power back and live your life. And that's what I'm trying to do today.
Sounds like it, man.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, you know, when you're saying you're angry, I think what also people forget is like when you obviously have sex, like with who you choose to, like your purity, like it's consent, it's gone, and I think there's
guy stole your purity, and I think that's something that we.
Yeah, he just made it. The more I got older, I just felt maybe I could have stopped it earlier. Maybe I didn't know what was going on, and I blamed myself. That happened to my friends, and then I was thinking I just overthought everything, and I just had so much anger in me and hate for this bloke. All I've done was trying to find him, but if I would have found him back in my addiction days, I would have killed him.
You would have killed him.
Yeah, and then who wins then? Him again. Because Grayson then loses his dad. So, but no, I'm on the right path now, and there's no more hate towards him. I don't care. I'm moving on. I'm living my life now. He's not got control of me anymore, all my feelings.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So when you in your 20s, like, were you out like every weekend?
Oh mate, I was. So oh my God, yeah. So it started when I was about 16, dabbling and
cider.
And then
like
£5 you get £5. My dad used to give me a £5 to go to roller disco, and I bought a bottle of 2020 and 10 sovereign. Can't get in that with a £5 now. But yeah, so it started early, and I started going out and out and out, and then drugs came into it about 18, probably 17, 18, and it got rid of everything.
What sort of drugs did you?
Just cocaine.
Yeah.
Never.
Any like weed or anything?
I've tried weed.
Yeah.
I'm not a downer. I don't like it. I'm quite active, so I didn't like the weed. I tried a pill, freaked me out because it takes you never placed, doesn't it? And I think cocaine just gives you that confidence, that boost, and lets you forget until you abuse it.
Because so I've been out loads. I used to go hardcore ravings.
Yeah.
I know all about like ketamine and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's none for me.
I didn't have the bollocks to like go. Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I can't do it. It used to freak me out seeing people like going and like mad
minging.
Yeah. And they're on the floor. It was quite scary. And then also I had people I used to go out with who were sniffed up and mate, they try to take on the world, and I just was like, shoot man, like what is going on? I think in the last 10 years, cocaine's like been a massive problem for this country.
Huge.
Even like in the NHS,
yeah.
There's a lot of surgeons that take it to the hours that they do to stay. Like,
a lot of people take it for sure, but it's I abused it. It let me forget. But do you know what? Towards the end, before rehab, so I went to rehab. August, September. I'm 9 months clean next week, 18th. Right, so a week and a bit. So 9 months clean and sober, don't drink at all, don't do drugs. I'm out. Touch wood. Obviously, you can never say never because that's not the program we work. But I'm on the right track. Definitely on the right track. But with cocaine, I got to the point where I was sniffing the line and crying. I was done, but I ain't gonna lie, I didn't care if I didn't wake up.
In front of people, like
last 7-8 months of my addiction was horrendous. I was sniffing the amounts that I shouldn't even be here. I was down to about 11.5 stone, too paranoid to leave the house.
It's lighter than me, bro.
Yeah, and I'm 6'4".
5'7", I'm 12.
Yeah, I didn't care if I didn't wake up the next day. I didn't want to wake up. I thought Grayson, because I was in this massive hole of depression, I was depressed. I wanted to take my own life, but I didn't want to exist anymore because I didn't want to live this battle of fighting it. And the demons of what happened to me as a child just got stronger and stronger. And my relationship, my baby's mum, when I split with her, everything, and I treated her like shit, and I've treated my family like shit. Because mate, when you're in active addiction, you're skint. You do anything to get your money, you abuse people emotionally, physically. And I just think everything got on top. And I thought, and the best way is to end it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you, so just being real again, like, so I was suicidal after I lost my baby February 2020, and then my stepsister took her own life 3 days later. Like, I wanted to die, like, I legit. And that's how Enlighten was birthed. Like, it's mad when I think about it, like, you know, I would still want my baby to be here, but actually, him dying was the birth of Enlighten. Like, thankfully, and it's not bragging, like, we've saved many lives.
Yeah, of course.
On personal DMs and then on the group, and it's just like quite humbling. You go, wow, like it took me to be in that dark place to find something inside myself to stay alive again. And so I didn't have the minerals to take my life. Like,
I didn't.
Yeah. So interesting. So that's why I say, when you're obviously like doing line after line, did you kind of know like there was a limit in your head? Like, obviously.
I couldn't. I didn't. I stood on the motorway bridge one night and I stood there and I cried because did I fuck want to go back to my life? I didn't want to be there anymore. the lies I've told, the abuse I did to people, the way I made people feel, my family letting people down. I was done with letting them down because I was a man, but I was a little boy crying for help. That's all it was, just a little boy crying. And I couldn't jump that bridge. But then I could go home and sniff half an ounce in 4 hours and fit and pass out. But I kept waking up, And the reason I kept waking up now is because I have a son who needs me. So I see that now. But yeah, it was the darkest place in the world.
Do you know when like you're going through all these things, did you ever seek help or did anyone extend?
No, I thought
I
thought as a man. Man, I didn't want to ask for help with weakness. I mean, this is the first time I spoke about my child abuse, so it's going to come to a shock to many people who listen to it because I never spoke about it. But I didn't want to come out of rehab and speak about it and open up them because I didn't want an excuse why I was an addict. It's not. That was not an excuse why I was an addict. I sniffed drugs because of my own. If I wanted to, I chose both paths. I let that take the better of me. Let the child abuse I let him take control of the 30 years of my fucking life. So I didn't want to come out, so I think it's time now, 9 months clean and sober, and I'll come out now because it wasn't my fault. It happened.
That's right,
for all my life I thought it was my fault and it wasn't. It was that horrible bloke who took something away from me, but fuck you, I've got it back. I've got my life back, but it wasn't my fault. And I think people are so, especially men, and women, but especially men are so ashamed of opening up. There's a load more cases out there, but just know that it's okay.
And hopefully this will
yeah, for sure. If anyone ever needs a chat on me up, it's to feel alone at places like that. Because obviously my stepmom helped me out a lot with it. A lot, yeah, because my mum obviously lived in Devon, so that was tricky, and I didn't want to hurt my mum, so I didn't really want to speak to my mum about it because it's my mum. And my dad was broken about it, and me and him never really spoke. It was just one Christmas Eve where we all spoke, so my stepmom was always there. And she always, before I even went to rehab, this was fully an active addiction, she'd say, I'll help you. I don't care what it costs, we'll go counselling, we'll help. But I didn't think that would help, because I wasn't ready to talk. I wasn't ready to open up. I needed to sort the addiction out before I got the demons out. So when I went into rehab, there's 2 programs, there's a step, all like the core of it. So let's get in and get deep into your soul. And I writ my life story, and that has been in there. And yeah, that is a reason why it all started. Would it have probably started anyway? Yeah. So I got addicted to personality, and I'm around football. I think boys are jack the lads, but it can get hold of you so quick, and that's the scary thing.
And it's quite subtle as well. So cause like last night,
yeah.
People who don't know, obviously we said it right at the start, but I had a choice to go with you in the car, like you were sick, man, like so hospitable, and I was like, yeah, I'd be sick to ride with you, and I thought, no, there's like a full-on, honestly guys, there's this freaking bus that was bought, there's got so much love for this guy, like 40-seater, and I'm like, no, I'm going.
Get on that bus.
I did, and I was watching you as well, like without sounding weird, I was watching you, like I know it's like, oh yeah, he's got a game, so he's probably not drinking, and thinking, oh yeah, I wonder what it's like for him. And then at the end, obviously everyone's so gassed, like everyone's just going mad, and then you did. Like,
yeah, I took myself off.
Because like we've chatted briefly about this more. Yeah. But I'd love people to understand inside your head, like, because you're 9 months clean, mate. You take a day at a time. Each day is
as
victory.
It comes. Yeah.
You know, you never know what tomorrow holds, and you can't look too far forward. But what was it like for you last night? Obviously, you're elated, and then
it was. Football's my release, and the team I'm at, a great bunch of fans, great bunch of lads. And more importantly, I've got the manager as a friend, and it's been a journey with him, because when I come out of rehab, there's not many people that took a punt on me. So I was known as Kai, who gets sent off, who has different clubs every week. So he took the punt on me, and last night was so emotional. For 9 months ago, I was 11 stone and sat in a rehab centre and wanted to kill myself. Sat lifting a trophy with my little boy.
We'll put a picture on the screen.
Yeah, and then a picture of me hugging my granddad. Mate. Quite emotional, yeah. It was a good way to end the season, and good, personally, a massive achievement to just have that love there. And after the game, people singing your name, it's nice. But yeah, when it got changed and came back to the bar, but I knew that was my limit. people were drunk, wanting to speak, grab it, and my full focus was everyone was out, all the boys were out last night celebrating, and I dipped, I grabbed my son and got home and got into bed and gave my son a cuddle and went to sleep. So that was my celebration.
Was that hard for you?
No, not to leave, no.
Really?
I mean, no, don't get me wrong, like after a cup game like that, but at not one point in my head did I say, I'll have a drink tonight. Because I've got too much to lose now. I've got too much to lose, but yeah, it's difficult to be around it sometimes when I can control it, but there was a lot there last night.
Oh yeah, it was pumping.
Yeah, it was from the second the whistle went, it was just like, whoa. But yeah, it was a massive emotional feeling up all over the shop last night, all over the shop. My head was scrambled for sure, but in a good way. But in a, fuck me, I'm proud of my own self for once, do you know what I mean?
And everyone was. Like,
yeah.
Brother, your family love you so much.
Yeah.
And even your mates as well. Like, I had some really deep chats. Like, do you know what's quite beautiful as well? Like, I'm here primarily to chat with you and have this chat, but the conversations, I can't disclose what or who said what, but as a headline, I got into some amazing, deep conversation. I didn't even mean to. Like, I wasn't like, oh yeah, tell me about your mental health.
No,
like, it was not that.
No.
It was just like, hey, you'll be right, Rory. You know, and we just started chatting more, and then I was like, how are these people opening up to me? Like, they don't even know me. And I think maybe because I am a stranger, that they feel that they could. Even people associated with the club that you know fairly well, but not intimately. And I was chatting with them, and the stuff they were telling me, and I'm just like, this is what it should be, like, where men aren't ashamed, and this is why Enlighten exists, because we want to just normalise.
If I can just grab the circle I'm in and the fans, so when I've come out, I'm open on Twitter, very open. I'm not mentioning anything about my child abuse, about my addiction. I'm so open about it, and if I can just grab or save one bloke, we've done our job.
100%.
But I've had to be careful how long I've took it, and this is why I've took this podcast now. I did a football podcast 2 weeks ago. The local lads fully enjoyed it. Big shout to them. Keep doing what you're doing, because the podcast.
Who are they?
Jack and Ben.
Have they got like a brand or a name so we can?
Yeah, the group chat. It's called the group chat on Twitter. Follow them. I think I got their names wrong then. Sorry, boys, nervous. But yeah, the group. Go on the group chat. It's on there. There are two local lads promoting non-league football and other people's journeys, and they're doing really well, and they deserve a shout. So yeah, the group chat is called North Devon Boys.
We'll get on that.
But yeah, they showed their love, and I did a little one with them, and then I thought this is the time to get the mental health side and everything else out,
So good,
get it out.
So like, I'm really curious. Like, Rehab, you go for your first day. Where was it roughly?
Runcorn in Liverpool.
Your Runcorn's like, yeah, that's near the Wirral on that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So the day it happened, right, so I was living in a bed sit in a house with a mattress on the floor, but all that mattered was a nice place where I could rack up lines. That's how fucked addiction is. I didn't even care about anything else. I didn't even care about my bed. I just cared about this. Table was perfect for lines. Like, what the fuck's that about? And it was a day I didn't pick my son up. And I never let my son down. And I didn't pick him up. And he rang me off his my ex-partner's mum's phone. Said, "Daddy, where are you?" And I lied. I said, "Oh, my car's broke down." They knew full well I was off my head. I was too high. I was too high to pick my own boy up. My ex-partner just begging me to be a dad. Yeah, emotional. It was a bad one, and that's the day I booked myself into rehab. I rang my stepmom. I said, I need help. Luckily, my nan and granddad gave me some money for a house deposit. I said there will be no house if I carry on. I'll give myself another 3 to 6 months. I would have been dead, or locked up for life for sure, because I'd have hurt myself or hurt somebody. So it's just, I was done, so done. Didn't care.
Did she book you in, or did you?
So no, I rang her, and her reaction was like, finally. And I said, I'm too scared to ask Dad for this money, because Nan and Granddad didn't leave it for that reason. They leave it, they're still here, by the way, Nan and Granddad, but they give us money to buy a house. And she rang Dad, and then Dad rang me and goes, finally, mate, go and get out. So I went online, and in Southwest it was like 18 grand for 6 weeks. It's like, fucking hell.
Isn't that interesting? Like, just sorry to cut in.
Yeah.
Stop you there. Like, this is my passion as well with mental health. Like we're
Don't get into the money side of it, does me in.
And we're an open support group. So in the mental health pyramid, we're
Yep.
right at the bottom.
Yep.
So it's entry level. It's free. We chat. There's
Yeah.
no white collar people. Like we're just working class lads helping people, and that can be really great, and it is, and it does a job. But like, you know, when you get like more specialists, you're like, how is this costing?
Costs a
18
fortune.
grand? It's disgusting.
Right, so mine in the end was 12,000 for 6 weeks in Runcorn. I mean,
great discount, but 12 grand's, who's got 12 grand? Like, not a lot of people. Like,
No.
You know, you're scrambling, no doubt. Or,
No.
You know, wow.
but I tried. I think now, just for people who are struggling, just to let you know that reaching out and coming to groups and talking. I do groups now still in Exeter. Haven't been for the last couple of weeks because work is hectic. Yeah. But I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm at. If I need help, I've got my sponsor there. And I still got my ex-partner, Grayson's mum, my boy's mum, who, if I need anything, she's always at the end of the phone, she helps, even talking. She gets me, we split up, right? And it is what it is, we're both moving forward, but she is the one person that gets me. She spent 7 years of living with me and living through the hell with me, and she's still there as a support network. So, yeah, her, my stepmom, obviously my mum and my brothers. But it's got, don't get me wrong, when you first got out of rehab, it was difficult. Yeah. And I was like, okay, now, because in rehab, you're locked in. So your phone gets taken off you. What? You got no money. You got your bag, they search your bag, you get put in a room, and that's it, boom.
So right, you get in there.
It's locked up.
Say you slept
boom.
the night, right?
Yeah.
And then you tell us through you.
So
what I wanted to really touch on today, and this is important, that I really believe a lot of men struggle because their routine's not right. So your habits, yeah. So I know you touched it. You said earlier, oh no, I always wake up at 6:30, and I was like, what? So talk through us.
Routine is huge, and that is rehab. So rehab, rehab. You wake up at 7. Yeah. You have to be washed, showered, and fully dressed by 7:30, and down in the canteen for a call out your name. It's childish, but it's routine. So basically, they're training you to get up, because when you're in active addiction, the last thing you do is get up. You lie there, and then you go and they're back in a hole. So you're up, you're out of bed, you wash, your shower, you're feeling good, you're in the canteen, you eat your breakfast, and then you got chores. Everyone's got a chore. It could be cleaning the dishes, could be sweeping the yard. So every day you do your chore, and then you go into your first session of the day with groups. So you're gonna sit in a circle, cringe as it sounds, it is, but everyone's facing each other. And then you have debates, like you're not allowed to save people, so the counsellors would go in on you. So I'm sat there, Kai, I'm a good dad. He goes, whoa, stop, good dad, you're a cokehead. Like, what?
Oh, real talk, they just call you out like that.
Straight in.
Freaking.
And I was like, what? First day I was like, what?
Knock down a few pens.
And he was like, go on, tell me you're a good dad. I'm like, fuck, and I was getting angry, and it's like, here we go. And they want you to go. They want
it's like pinata.
Yeah,
like
they want to see what your pressure points are and what your triggers are. And because normally I'd have said, fuck you, I'm off, go and have a line. So, but yeah, you're not allowed to save people in there. And the first assignment is to write your life story. It's got to be 10 pages long. And fuck me if you think you've had a bad life. Wow. Loads of people worse off. God bless everyone from rehab, because there were some dark, dark stories. And yours don't seem irrelevant then, but it's irrelevant to you, it's irrelevant to me. Yeah. So there's people in there who just had their mum and dad split up, but they couldn't cope with that. So everyone's got their, so everyone else has got their own story personal to them, and it hurts them, and they're there for a reason, and it's important to them. So that's why I stand, do not judge anybody, because it could be the darkest story in the world, it could be no story, but they're struggling. So, yeah.
When you did those chats,
it was hard.
Were the others good at respecting and listening? You have
to, so if a counsellor's talking one-on-one, or if you're reading your life story out, no one's allowed to talk till the end. But mate, we're sat with 30 addicts, and there's not a dry face in the whole place, man.
Is it all men, or is it men and
women? No, men and women.
Wow.
I mean, separated in blocks, but when it comes to groups, fucking some of people's life stories broke me. It literally broke you. But they spent 4 weeks breaking me down, picking my child abuse out, picking my drug abuse, how I treated people. And then my stepmom, my ex-partner, and my dad written and said how I've hurt them in the past. And they went in. They emailed him saying, don't hold back. So Cody brought one up where I flooded a flat. Went in and flooded a flat, and I did. My paranoia was telling me someone was in a flat. No one was there. I was flooded it myself. It's fucked. I did some weird, horrible, stupid stuff, and it's a class A for a reason, because it fucks with your head.
Have you seen how they, going off topic though, have you seen how they make it in Colombia?
Yeah, it's not right.
They use a cocoa plant, crush it, and they mix it with like battery acid and
diesel or petrol or something. Yeah.
And stir it, and then they bake it, dry it out, and crumble it, and then and you're like, it's just pure poison. No wonder
it's disgusting. Yeah. So yeah, rehab was difficult, but again, not a magic potion. Numbers prove it. I think there's 52 to 55 of us, and only 2 of us are still clean and sober. Me and my boy Barry McNally, love you, mate.
Go on, Baz.
Yeah, me and Barry. He's from Liverpool. He's 52. God bless Baz, and he won't mind. Me and him are close, like really close. He's my best friend for life, that boy.
Nice.
He walked in the same day, and he only was there for 4 weeks, but we booked another 2 weeks, and we spent the whole 6 weeks together, helping each other get through. And God bless his wife. His wife passed away, and that's when he got in this hole. But even he will admit that wasn't why he was an alcoholic. That's not where his drinking started. So where I had a child abuse, it didn't start because of that. And Barry was an alcoholic because of his wife died.
It's interesting.
So, yeah.
I think a lot of men need to hear that as well, like, because we're all about empathy and compassion and really just get on people's levels. Like, look, we're here for you, all ears. Like, come on, man, you've got this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's okay that you feel this way and all this, like. But conversely, I've come up with an acronym, ACT. So ACT. You've got ACT. A is to acknowledge. A lot of people in denial. You were in denial. As you said, you just deny it. You block it out. C is to comprehend, so you actually just got to start thinking about it, unpacking it as you did in rehab. And then T, which is, a lot of people stay at A and C and they're just stuck.
Yep.
This is what I love about what you said. It's so important that men need to know that you can't make an excuse for your behaviours because of what you've been through. Like that's on you. Like,
yeah,
you can blame other people, but that's a slippery slope. Like you blame your abuser, it's valid, but if you make it as an excuse of, well, yeah, I do coke.
It happened when I was 12. I went to rehab when I was 30.
You got to take ownership.
Take your own blame.
You got to take responsibility.
I was an addict because I wanted to be an addict. I think it started to block it out, but then I was enjoying it. And then, don't get me wrong, I had 4 or 5 good years where I was enjoying it, going out with the boys. It made me feel amazing, and to the point where I was abusing it. I set my alarm every hour for a gram line.
Really?
And then the hour went to 45 minutes. And I was, you get in a hole. But yeah, in the end, I had no enjoyment off drugs. So since being out of rehab, I can honestly say I've not craved for coke at all, because I've not. I didn't enjoy it. I was doing it to forget, and I was doing it to probably try and kill myself because I didn't want to be here in the end. So yeah, I would crave a pint with the boys. So I don't think. But this is another way addiction works. I don't think I had a problem with drink, but I started drinking before I started sniffing coke. So it's the addiction saying, let's get them to have a pint. If we can start getting them to drink each weekend, then what's going to happen? Slowly, boom, and before you know it, you're doing another line.
That little voice you hear, like trying to bargain and reason and make these little...
This little bastard on the shoulders going, have a pint, guy.
Have you seen Dapple's laugh?
Yeah.
Right, so he talks about this Friday, the cocaine
that's it. Yeah.
shoulder. And you know, what a great way of actually making light of the situation, but exposing it. Like, is it Cocaine Gremlin?
Yeah, he's funny though. He is good.
It is, it's class, but it's like, I think people need to know that you've got David, you know, the David Goggins. He's like, you need to make your demons your bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, flipping out. I wish someone would have told me that years ago. And it's true, like, they all own you. Either that you will be their slave, or you will be their master and you enslave them.
What I've learned is, if you want to stop, and you go, I'll stop tomorrow. Promise you, tomorrow never comes. Grab it by the balls now, get to a meeting, open up, speak to someone, and do it now, because tomorrow won't come. I promise you, because it would, then another year of life. Trust me, it's cool to be sober and clean. Your life is, my life's fulfilled. I get up, my days are long, enjoyable. I'm earning good money, because trust me, work isn't actually that bad. But when you're on the piss and sniffing drugs all the time and you're hanging out your house, work's the last place you want to be. I enjoy work. I get out, I'm saving money. I'm 9 months down the line. I've just got myself a new car. I fly to Turkey to get some crowns. Mate, I never used to have a pound of pot to piss in. Literally had nothing. But I also struggled. Another struggle in recovery is the past. I really struggled let go of my past, hurting my ex-partner, my family. I'm still fighting that a bit. That's the hardest bit for me now. I'm fighting letting that go. So I said sorry to them all.
Do you forgive yourself?
Yeah, I have slowly, but there's still bits I need to. You need to forgive yourself to move forward. So the way I look at it is, you're driving a car. Every now and then you look in the mirror to look back what's behind you to keep moving forward. So that's what I keep saying. But yeah, I'm struggling to fully forgive myself, even though they forgive me. And I think because of how I hurt people, drugs are serious. Like,
how's things with your brothers? Because like your brothers, I really like all of them, and they're quite unique as well. And I'll tell you what I love about last night was, it was Kai's night. It was all about you. But
yeah, I'm not used to that, to be honest.
But what was mad was there was no jealousy. There was no like insecurities coming out. They just celebrated you, and I thought that's so class. Like, some families struggle to do that. Like,
I knew it was going to be quite big, but I didn't expect how. Like, the hugs were to my two brothers and my granddad last night, and my dad and my auntie weren't just hugs, and they were all whispering, "I'm proud of you," and it hit home last night. Do you know what? I have done all right. I've done all right, because I was a horrible bloke, honest, in active addiction. Me and you wouldn't be friends. We wouldn't. You wouldn't want to know me. I was horrible. So yeah, I've come a long way. I've never ever wanted to hurt anybody. I know I'm the size I am, and I might look scary with all the tattoos, but I'm not. I'm a big, soft, wet wipe, honestly, I am. So yeah, my family, yeah, they're great. My brothers are my best friends. So, but I'm close. Do you know what? To stay clean and sober, you got to get rid of dead wood. What I mean by that is...
No, tell us about that. Like, obviously, we're not going to call out names.
No one can call out names.
It's not bashing and finger pointing, but like...
So when I went to rehab, they said, you're going to have to get rid of your friends you're friends with. And I was like, hang on, they're my boys. They're my boys, well, yeah, I love you, man. Nah. I was in rehab for 6 weeks, hardly anyone rang me. There's a couple, and I'm still very close with them now, and they know who they are. But the others, I've let go. Like, I don't need them in my life.
It's not because you hate them, but...
No, and I still say hello now, but we're not in contact. The people who I speak to and I surround myself with now have got my best intentions at heart, and I care for them as well. I've got a new group of friends who I've always known of, the Exeter bunch I knew and now hang around with, an Exeter group, and I've still got some of my old friends. Yeah, the people I surround myself with now and speak to now on a basis. I'm quite a lone soldier now, I've realised this. I'll do my own thing. Only because I'm in a routine. I'll get up, I have my coffee, and I'll go to work, and I come home and graft in the gym. That's me, and I come home and cook, and then boom, settle down. I struggle to be on my own for long periods of time too much. But yeah, you just got to keep your life simple. My life is very simple. And most people might call it boring. But another thing someone said to me the other day, and it's scary because he's quite close to me, was, I can never stop drinking because everything we do revolves drinking. If you want it to, yeah.
Oh shoot, yeah. Oh man, dropping bombs.
So yeah, if you want it to, yeah.
A lot of lad cultures like that, and it's hard. So like I said to you something you didn't know about, which we'll talk a little bit, because I want to talk about your tat on your back.
Yep.
So I've come from that life as well, but I wasn't addicted. I just was on it a lot, and then I balanced it really well. It didn't control my life. I controlled it, but I was very clever with it.
Yeah. And
there's a thin line at times, but so like last night, I was telling people, because I've actually got this scar here. Well, gobbling, it's not going to be a scar, and then here. I had a really bad few weeks, about 3 weeks ago, and I think it's really important for the viewers and people who are close to you watching this that they hear this from me, being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like, I have been doing amazing since suicidal thoughts, got over it, then been on a 4-year fertility journey. I've done 7 sperm samples, and it ruined me, mate. They broke me, and they've still not helped me. Twice it was closed, and they said it'd be open. I've just deaded it off, and things have got in my head, and I've had some personal stuff with family that's really like hurting me. I love my family. I want always what you've got. Like last night was beautiful for me. I was like, this is unreal. And I was having a really bad few weeks ago, and my missus was hurting really bad. Like we're great, but she was hurting about external things, and then that hurt me more because I was like seeing her like that. And I went out to work, mates, and started at 12 midday, and had quite a few drinks, and it got to like 5 o'clock, and I was like, that's the cut-off point for me. It's like, like yours is, I'm dipping now, I'm going. Mine, so we're all different, but mine is, right, I've had some drinks, I've had a good time, let's go home. And then that little voice that you said, I want to give you a book, it's called Screw Tape Letters, and it will bless you, you'll love it. And it's like, that's these little voices saying, no, stay out. Oh, I'll be alright, more. And then got to the point where I went out till like gone midnight. My missus picked me up, and I was being a long head saying bye to everyone because I had too many to drink, and I was running whilst on the phone to her. I was running down this hill, and I lost my footing, and I was like slow-mo, like falling forward, and then bang, I licked the concrete floor, smacked my head fully, and I just remember people go, oh, his head. I just lay there like, oh frick, I'm hurt, and because my body was relaxed, I didn't break anything. I should have been in hospital. And it's just that kind of stuff where you go, man, like, I can't let those things creep in. Like, that's not who I am. Like,
they slowly get you back.
Like you said, I have to take ownership. It's no one else's fault. Like, I should be mastering my own emotions. And I'm leading a men's mental health group, and then, you know, it's quite hard sometimes leading something from the front to open up. So I've got other pockets where I've got great people. I think you'll be one of them now as well. Like, where you just offload and you're not connected, you know. And I made a mistake, and I say that on camera. Like, you know, I make mistakes to this day, and I need to be better at that. And so you inspire me, brother. Like talking to you, going, like just cut it off. Like, you're not that person. Like, you know, you had a radical life transformation June 2010 when you was out playing football in America. Like, and your life's changes. You know, going back.
High risk situations. And that's what I class them as. You put them in low risk. Saturday now is a low risk situation. There's a bar over there, do you know what I mean? There's a low risk situation.
There's no one in here,
so it's a low risk situation, but last night when everyone's drunk, that's high for me. Because it's so easy to just go, give us a couple of swigs then. Do you know what I mean? But you got to take yourself off. But don't get me wrong when I'm sat here today and don't think I have bad days, but fuck me, I do. But you've got to get past. They say try and take a positive out of every negative. And I'm trying that. I crashed my car the other day, so I don't know where the positive is there. I really just brought it, but you've just got to look. No one got hurt. Yeah. I wasn't hurt, and I still went home that night. So you got to. I have bad days, but you got to open up. I went through, not last week, the week before. I had a really, really difficult week, and I found myself. I had a day off work. I was laid there, and I was like, shit, what am I doing? Made an excuse. I was like, this is how it starts. So you got to find your triggers. Because I used to lie about, I was ill, I can't go to work. And I did. I texted him saying, mate, I've got to have a day off today. I'm not feeling great. No, you're not. You're absolutely fine. Your head's getting in your own head, and stop overthinking stuff and get on with it. And that's what I did. And then I went to work in the afternoon. I was like, fucking hell, So it was like, don't let the little tiny things that you don't even think trigger points. They are. So see, if you get the weird feeling, it's a trigger point. So change it. But I have bad days, of course. Yeah, it's not all an easy journey.
I love how you share that with viewers, because I think there's a lot of men that they know, but again they just go, I'll do it, and you're like, no, you know, we can't.
When I first got out of rehab, it was difficult, and then I give it a few times, and I started going out, and that was stupid. That was literally stupid. How I got through the night pretending, and I thought, right, get back to me, soul searching and just finding the good things in your life. And then I'm the best I've ever been now. I don't crave anymore. I know situations, I can go to pubs now, but I can leave when I want. I always drive myself there. That's another thing I'd say. If you drive and you're not drinking, always drive yourself, because you can always leave.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Don't get lifts, don't get stuck anywhere.
You can't get bullied into it as
well. No, I'm never somewhere now if I don't drive. People know now I've said it, they'll notice I'm always driving, because I can leave when I want. So I know my own triggers. But yeah, it's hard, but if you want it, it can work. But it does get easier. People will say, "I've got," and you might relapse. Right, you might have a couple of weeks and you fall off the wagon again. But that's important then to say, "Yeah, fell off the wagon, don't lie," and go again, because it might take a few times. I'm lucky at the minute, not relapsed, don't plan on it. And with the sport network I have around me, I probably won't, but my son, he's my hero.
He's some boy. Like,
yeah,
obviously, knows it yesterday, he's such a lad.
I think he's the reason I'm still here today. And he doesn't even know it. So if it weren't for that boy, I think I could have jumped that bridge. But I thought, that's not fair on this, coward's way out. And my family, obviously, but I got to the point though where in my dark days that I thought my son would be better off without me. He's young, so do it now because he'll forget. So all sorts go through your head. Yeah. But fucking thank God I'm still here today.
Yeah, man. So about that, like on your back, what does it say?
God grant me the serenity for the things I cannot change, wisdom for the things I can. Oh God, I forgot the bottom bit. And courage to know that, no. God grant me serenity for the things I cannot change, courage for the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. So yeah, that is, yeah. And it's to let things go. Do you know what I mean? Courage, serenity, to let the past go. Just let it go, because I really struggle letting the past go.
The things that you also can't control, like a lot of us cling on to things we can't control.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I just wish that I could take back the hurt I caused people, but then it's all part of the journey.
Forgiveness comes in, doesn't
It is forgiveness. And as they kept saying in rehab, you're not going to go far, you're not going to go far if you don't forgive yourself. But I'm getting there. I'm slowly, I've never said I'm proud of myself, and I am proud of myself. I am. But I just I'm doing it for the right reason. I did sober, I wanted to be sober for me. If you're doing it for someone else, you won't last. You got to do it for you, and you got to want it, and I want it.
to hear that.
Yeah.
And people matter, like.
Everyone matters as well. Like, you might get put down, and I think if someone puts you down, they're jealous, and they don't. Who are we to judge anybody? Who's another human to judge another human? You don't know his story, you don't know their story. So I just think go on your own little journey and do you, and find what makes you happy. And if people don't like it, that's their problem, not yours.
Before we finish, I wanted to ask you, so every time I have a guest, I didn't tell you about this actually, but we have Enlighten the Shadows question, so right at the end, before we land it, because everyone gives different advice and it's so sick to hear it, so I want to hear you off the cuff. So can you give a short piece of advice for a bloke that, or there might be a woman watching, obviously with men's mental health, but who just feels utterly suicidal, they don't want to be here anymore? Is there anything you could share with them?
The biggest thing you can do is talk. Even if it's not to anybody you know. It's not a weakness. It's not a weakness to ask for help. It's hard. That's the first step. The first step is admitting you need help. And don't be ashamed of it if you've got kids and a family, and you're a family man, and you're meant to be the man, the breadwinner, because in a minute it would just take control, and you'll regret not speaking. Just talk.
Yeah, in whatever way.
And put my Instagram on there, and please put my Twitter on there, because I will get back. I'll get back to everyone I can. Well, I'll get back to everyone. It might take me a bit, but I will get back to you.
Right.
And if you need a phone, just ring me, because it helps me. Do you know when you reach out, I promise you, if someone reached out and said I need help, it helps me to help them, and then maybe they can get me something. So,
Thank you for that. Yeah, throughout this episode, we've been putting your Insta and
okay, please.
your Twitter on there as well. But yeah, man. Sick.
But mate, God bless, and yeah, just get the measure out there. Just it's all right to ask for help.
It is, man. Definitely.
It's hard, but yeah, ask for help. God bless everybody.
Come on, thank you guys. Listen guys, this has been sick. We enjoyed this episode so much. Throughout the episode, we've had the subscribe thing coming up. Like, the only reason we want you to subscribe is that if we have more subscribers, it gets more reach across the internet. So if you can, we'd love that. It'll take 1 minute, just get an email address on a YouTube account, that's all it takes. As I say, give Kai a follow. I'm sure there's people know him already do, but yeah, that'd be class if you could do that. And then coming on the screen right now is our handle, so it's at Enlighten, the SH1. Guys, what a sick chat. Enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. We've got more content coming out, best we can. It's a big year for us. This month we're going to be 2 years old, so there's lots of cool stuff happening, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Thank you.